Last night, I had the most vivid dream that I was pregnant. It was one of those dreams that's so vivid that when you wake up, you're freaked out because you aren't pregnant. Like, I lived inside of this world in my head for like 5 months. And I got pregnant. It was immaculate conception, which was just like calm. That was fine. Nobody was freaked out or anything. But I immaculately conceptualized a child inside of my belly, and I like had a bump, and for some reason I was still friends with this girl that I was friends with in the 8th grade, and I stayed over at her house all the time, and like her and her mom were helping me prepare for this pregnancy, like mentally, physically, financially helping me get all the things I needed. And I felt the motions. I like so deeply felt the motions of all of my future prospects disappearing, because now I had to dedicate my life to raising this child. Like, I thought I can never just go out and have fun anymore. I can't go anywhere with friends without having to worry about my kid back home. I can't live my life independently without constantly worrying about my child, constantly making sure they're okay, trying to figure out who I can trust enough to watch them. I'm not sure what gender the child was. I think it might have been genderless. Because, okay, let me tell you what I was gonna name the kid. I was gonna name the kid Howlite. Like Howlite the Rock. Howlite. And in my head, in my dream, I remembered thinking, like, that isn't the name I planned. Cause like I know what I'm gonna name my kid if I ever have a child, when I have a child. But I was like, you know what? I'm just not feeling that name for this child. For some reason, the universe is telling me to name it Howlite. But I was pretty far along. Like, I had a belly, and so I definitely would have known what gender the child is, but it didn't matter in the dream. But it was just so insanely vivid, and I guess abortions weren't a thing in my dream because that it wasn't even an option. It didn't cross my mind. But I can still now just so clearly feel the dread of my future going away, my future without children going away, my future where I'm allowed to make mistakes that only affect me, my future where I don't have to worry about anyone else but myself, my future where I can be a selfish young adult without having children to take care of. I slowly came to the realization that all of that was gone in this dream. So when I woke up, that was just my reality. I didn't have a future anymore because I was with child, and it took me like a minute after I woke up to realize that that wasn't the case, and I'm still me and I'm still childless. And it made me remember how deathly afraid I used to be of getting pregnant. I still am. Like, I love children. I would love to have children one day, but I'm never making it myself. Like, first of all, I don't think I physically could handle it. My mother is a strong woman, and she was bedbound for her entire pregnancy with me. I think I would die. I think I would die. Maybe even the child would also die. someone is dying if I ever get pregnant. So physically, I really don't think I could handle making a child. But also, everything it does to your body. Like, some women, actually a lot of women, have to wear diapers for like months after they have a child because it just wrecks their parts so intensely. People get all kinds of conditions when they have children. People die during childbirth. It's a completely fine pregnancy. All doctors are on call and they just die. I know a lot of women like lose all of their hair, or like a good amount of their hair. Like it looks like they have alopecia or like male pattern baldness whenever they have kids. My great-grandmother, who grew up during the Depression, she had 5 children, I think, and she had them all in a row, like very close to each other, and that put so much stress on her body that all of her teeth fell out within like the span of a year, and she had to wear dentures from the age of like 25. But I've had this fear for so long. Like, okay, this is TMI. Click off the video if you don't want to hear about lady stuff. But a couple years ago, when I was like 15 or something, my period blood was black for some reason, which it turns out it just turns black sometimes if there's like oxygen down there for some reason. But I looked it up at the time. Why is my period blood black? And like the first thing that came up was pregnancy. So I thought I was gonna be funny. I went up to my mom and I was like, I have something to tell you. And she was like, what? And I was like, I'm pregnant. It was a joke. She was so nice about it. She took it really well. She was just like, oh my god, how could you? It's gonna be okay. She was really nice about it. And like I quickly told her, I'm kidding. But for some reason, after I told her that, just the reaction she had, it was a really good reaction. She couldn't have reacted better to that news, even though I was kidding. For some reason after that, I would feel like cosmic dread whenever I thought about the concept of getting pregnant. I couldn't hear the word pregnant for like a solid year after that without getting like sick to my stomach. I couldn't hear about giving birth. I couldn't hear the word pregnant. I couldn't look at pregnant people without... I threw up multiple times during that year. It just fucking wrecked me. She reacted like, oh my god. Like she was like shocked, but she was being so nice about it. And I came in there joking. It was a joke about being pregnant, but I walked out of that room as a changed woman. I don't know why. It just fucked me up so much. Anytime someone would joke about me having kids one day, joke about getting pregnant, anything like that, I would just have this like guttural reaction. I would feel like the world was spinning. I would feel like my life is over, the world is over. I feel in the pit of my stomach, I just feel wrong. Like, it felt like a panic attack was starting instantly whenever I thought of that. Well, another thing is, I have a lot of disease in my family. My family is very sick all the time. So I really don't want to pass that down to a child. My family has such bad luck. Like, I 100%, I genuinely believe that my bloodline is cursed. I think somewhere decades ago someone put a curse on my family. That's how bad our luck is. Like, so I don't want to force a child to be part of that unlucky bloodline. But I love kids. I would love to have a child one day. I would love to have a daughter. I've already picked out the name. I've already picked out everything. I really want to have a kid one day, but I just cannot be pregnant. It fucking terrifies me. There's so much shit I don't want to give to a child that has no choice in the matter. Like, if my husband wants kids that are related to him, then we can get like a surrogate or something, but I really want to adopt. I think it could be really nice to adopt. This guy knows about Immaculate Conception. Does someone say Immaculate Conception? But yeah, I think my biggest fear might be getting pregnant. I don't know why it just freaks me out so much. Like, I don't know what God put me on earth for, but it wasn't that. But I was pregnant for like 5 months last night. Have you ever been pregnant? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching my video. Amen.